Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our yin yoga, restorative yoga. Make sure that you have all the various props, pillow or a couple of pillows, blanket or beach towel, 2 blocks, a strap. Let's begin in a comfortable seat. So we're now on day 2 of approaching Brahmacharya from a different angle or an additional angle, understanding this 4th yama or ethical principle within the first of 8 limbs of yoga. I listened to a talk by yogi and spiritual teacher Sadhguru yesterday, and he basically defines the practice of Brahmacharya as being able to rely on being joyful from within without having to seek external pleasures, whether it be relationships, other people, situations, conditions, or material things, in order to feel joy. As he says that that's not a lasting joy, but when we can connect to our true nature is inherently joy. So he makes a comparison between our human mechanism, as he calls it, as a certain energy system. And he says that you can keep it with many openings and transact with the world in a certain way, or you can make this human mechanism a closed circuit system so that it becomes very integrated. A rocket goes up because it's firing only on one side. Suppose it fires on all sides, like the analogy of seeking pleasures from different places externally. Then it's not going to go anywhere, or the rocket will just dissipate itself, or it will go somewhere without direction and fall apart. So when you have a closed circuit, through the practice of Brahmacharya, balance, wise use of energy, honing in to joy within from divine source, then this human mechanism is a powerful instrument. Pure vitality comes from it. So in conclusion, he says that you experience freedom through Brahmacharya instead of being a slave to outside conditions in order to be happy. He calls that a bondage that comes from trying to source pleasure from external people or things. Brahman means the divine or ultimate, and Charya means the path. The Brahmacharya is the path to the divine, the path to infinity. We come into this physical practice of yoga. What does that mean in application to this? Let's begin by turning our attention inward. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you bring more attention to your physical posture and how it supports the ability to withdraw from the external stimuli around you. So by tuning in, you're listening with non-judgmental awareness to the quality of your natural breath, to the sensations within your body, to the fluctuations of your thoughts, the weight of your thoughts on your emotions, all influencing your energetic state of being. This practice of yin is much about introspection as we slow down and we make a commitment to be still and aware. Not to be still and seek outside stimuli, but to be still and right here, present within our bodies, within ourselves, becoming more intimate with that joy within, or that source of joy from within. Let's use the breath as a bridge to go deeper inward. Beginning to slowly inhale and more slowly exhale. Inhaling as you feel your lungs gently press the walls of your ribs apart. And exhaling, perhaps a sound. All the way to empty. Breathing in through your nose. And if it's feasible for you, breathing out through your nose as well. We're going to begin a simple breath work that's wonderful for relaxing the nervous system, to step out of anxiety if you have moments of that. And it's called Samavriti Pranayama, and it means box breathing. We'll inhale for a count of 4, hold the breath in for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold the breath out for a count of 4. Be mindful when you hold the breath that you're relaxing your body and you're still sitting tall and alert. Let's take a deep breath to clear out. Inhale and exhale completely. Then hold the breath at the bottom. Let's begin. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. Couple more cycles on your own. When you finish the second cycle of holding your breath out, ease into slow, balanced breaths in and out. Continuing to breathe just through your nose if that's feasible for you, while softly narrowing the back of your throat to create a gently audible whispering sound through your nose. Using Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breathing. Let's begin to roll the shoulders with a breath in, rolling the shoulders forward and up. With a breath out, circling your shoulders behind you and down. Inhale forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Twice more. And as you relax the shoulders down, slowly drop your chin towards your sternum, the middle of your chest. Inhale, rotate your head one round. Exhaling halfway through that. Nice and slow and gently. Take one more circle in the same direction. Notice that you are relaxing your eyes, your forehead, and then switch 2 circles in the opposite direction. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then as you relax back to center, if you're crossing your legs, switch the cross of the leg that's forward or on top and begin to rotate your rib cage forward, breathing in, rib cage back, breathing out. Feel your pelvis grounded on what you're sitting on. Take one more round in this direction. And then switch. You might imagine your spine and the bottom of it, a ladle, stirring the soup within the bowl of your pelvis. Nice big circles of the spine. Then come back to your center and inhale, raise your arms up. Let the palms touch, and then exhale, twist to your left, keeping the pelvis still. Lower your hands. Maybe look behind you. Inhale, raise your arms up, keeping the shoulders down away from your neck. And then exhale, twist to the opposite side and look behind you. Inhale, arms up. Continuing for a couple more cycles. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Last round, breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, maybe twist a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. Now inhale the arms up and interlace your fingers. Flip your palms inside out. As you press the heels of your palms towards the sky, slide your shoulder blades further down your back. Broaden your collarbones, seal in the bottom of your front ribs, and then firm down through your sitting bones as you begin to side bend to the left. As you inhale, pause where you are in this range and lift your spine even taller from the pelvis. And as you exhale, press the heels of your palms further out towards your left wall, maintaining space throughout the sides of your neck. Let's take another 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, rise up to center. Switch the interlacing of your thumb and index finger on top, heels of your palms pressing towards the sky, shoulders and sitting bones drawing down towards the earth. Take a deep breath as you lift to your crown. And then exhale, begin to side bend to the right. Pause as you breathe in. Keep lifting your spine from your pelvis. Ground your left sitting bone. Exhale, press through the heels of your palms towards your right wall. Another 3 deep breaths. Next, inhale, rise up to center and relax your arms. Extend your left leg in front of you as you prepare for a seated twist, flexing your left foot. You decide if you want to step your right foot just in front of the right hip, good place to start, or go a little further in the setup and cross the foot outside of your left knee, sealing the sole of your right foot to the earth. Or go a little further and also bend your left knee here. Backstroke your right hand to the ground behind your pelvis. Raise your left arm and feel the full line of energy from tailbone to crown as you inhale. Turning your chest to your right, exhale, lower your left hand, holding on to your shin or hooking your elbow outside of your thigh. Press into the earth. Inhale up a little taller through the crown. Exhale, twisting a little further. And explore what direction to turn your gaze. You might offer your neck a stretch by looking past your right shoulder while pressing the tops of your shoulders down. As we explore the twist on the side, another 3 cycles of breath. Let your collarbones broaden from the sternum to each shoulder head. Lift up through the back of your skull as you glide your chin gently towards the back of your throat. On the end of your exhalation, unwind your spine and release both legs straight. Just take a moment to rotate your feet. Breathing in, breathing out, rotate in the opposite direction. Give your ankles some love, your calves, your shins. And then keep your right leg straight, flex your right foot. Step your left foot either in front of the hip, try for the same setup as you did on the first, or outside of your right knee, sealing the sole of your left foot flat on the ground, or also bending your right knee. Then backstroke your left hand to the floor behind your pelvis, raise your right arm, firm downward through both sitting bones, lift up through your spine, breathe in. And then to your left, exhale, twist, either hold on to your shin or hook your elbow outside of the thigh. Deep breath in, lift through the back of your skull. Slow breath out, rotate your rib cage. Now let your shoulder blades melt down your back as the top of your head feels buoyantly rising. Perhaps steadying your gaze past your left shoulder. Another 3 deep breaths. The end of your exhale, unwind your spine. Extend your 2 legs straight again, and this time shake them out. You might even make some fists and gently massage out. Tap onto your thighs, your IT band area, your glutes, your quadriceps. And then split your bent knees apart for Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. You may want to grab a pillow or a couple of blocks here to set in front of you. We're going to hold this posture for 3 minutes. So setting up what you'll be resting your forehead on. And this setup might change as you're in the posture longer. Bring your soles of your feet together. Slide your feet forward away from your pelvis. And then you could set up your pillow or blocks on your inner feet or inside of that diamond shape. Experiment with it. And then take a deep breath as you press down through your pelvis, lift up your spine. Make sure you keep your throat open here. And it's okay to round forward a bit. Just make sure you're not adding a heavy amount of tension into your shoulders or closing your throat. What might be nice is to place the 2 blocks both on their lowest height. Have them sort of at an angle to rest your forehead on. So make sure that you find a position of comfort to hold for 3 minutes. I like to turn the palms to face up just to encourage some opening in the front of the shoulders here. Resting the backs of the arms on my legs, on the floor. And as we're still in this posture, go ahead and take a mental scan of your body, detecting primary areas of sensation right now. Perhaps there's a little discomfort somewhere. Can you become kindly curious of that, leaning your attention into those areas of your body? Maybe you feel weight pressing onto your body from contact with other parts. Maybe there's a temperature difference in certain areas. Let this curiosity allow you to turn more attention inward. Observing any shift or change or transformation of one sensation into the other. Breathing in, breathing out deeply. Just a couple more breaths. As you press your hands onto the ground, begin to roll your spine slowly upright, chin to chest, lifting the head last. Let's slowly come down to our hands and knees, all fours. Going to move into a few rounds of Vidalasana or cat-cow. So set your hands on the floor. If you'd like to stretch your inner wrists and forearms as we do this movement, turn out your hands whatever degree that feels good for you. Maybe the fingertips face the outside edges of your mat or the rear edges of your mat. Have your knees slightly behind your hips so your torso has a little more room to move around. And as you breathe in, glide your chest through your upper arms before coiling it up. Look towards the sky. As you breathe out, lift your navel towards your back, rounding your spine as you look down. Several more. Inhale, extend your chest through your upper arms, then tilt it up. Exhale as you round. If you want a little more stretch in the back, tuck your toes, add a little traction as you're contracting the belly. Keep going, at least 5 more cycles of breath. Nice and slow movements. Giving your spine some love. Feel how it responds to the energy of your movements, the attitude, the tone of your movement. As you finish this cycle of breath, relax to a neutral spine and point both index fingers forward so they're parallel to each other. Spread your thumbs wide, flat. And then tuck your toes. Let's take a few breaths, shifting around in downward facing dog. You may want to pedal your feet slowly, perhaps adding a swiveling of your hips left and right. Just saying hello to the backs of your legs, to your lower back, with even giving your head some gentle movement, helping to unwind your neck, relaxing your jaw. Perhaps take a few breaths of fluttering your lips as you exhale through your mouth. As your hands press the ground, lift your shoulders up, freeing up more space in your neck. Lift your hips up, freeing up space throughout your back. As you press the front of your hip creases towards the wall behind you. Last few breaths here, shifting around in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's prepare for single pigeon pose. Turning out your right thigh from the hips, slide your right shin forward, crossing your mat in front of your pelvis. Tuck your left toes as you straighten your left leg behind you, coming down to sit. Plant your hands alongside your pelvis. Take a moment to lift your pelvis off the ground and scissor your right outer hip back, shifting your left outer hip forward until both hips are equally facing the front of your mat. Then notice if there's a gap between the ground and your right glute. Take any of your props that fit that space and place it right underneath your right glute to maintain the squaring of your hips. Now, if you're able to parallel your right shin to the front edge of your mat, make sure to support your knee here by flexing your right foot the entire pose. You might reach for your pillows or your blocks. Untuck your back toes. Plant your hands in front of you. And as you take a deep breath, stretch the front of your torso, opening your chest. And then begin to lower down slowly. Now here you could create a little ramp or an incline with your block or two blocks towards the frontmost end beneath your pillow. Rest your belly on top of the pillow, maybe turning your head to the right. We're going to be in this posture for 3 minutes before we switch to the second set. Make sure that you're feeling comfortably supported by any props that you need. And then take a check of your shoulders releasing down. Skull is relaxed. Belly is soft. Breathe in. Breathe out just as slowly. Let your attention ride the soothing sound waves of your own breath. Knowing that wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. And so by directing your attention on your breath, your energy is contained right here throughout your body, gifting yourself your presence. Feel your jaw relax. Feel the soles of your feet soft. Palms soft. We're down to just a few last breaths. Finishing this breath you're on, place your hands on the ground and begin to slowly lift your belly, your chest, your head. And so you may need to put the props in front of you aside to transition back to downward facing dog. You're going to just take a few breaths there, either pedaling your feet again or raising your right leg up towards the sky. Encouraging blood flow into your right hip joint. You may even want to circle your right leg gently or shake it out. Then when you're ready, 2 feet on the ground in downward dog, turn out your left leg from the hip. Then slide your left shin forward in front of your pelvis so that it crosses your mat as you sit down with right leg straight back. Tuck your right toes, plant your hands alongside your hips, lifting your pelvis. Gently scissor your left hip back, bring your right hip forward, squaring your hips. And if you're able to slide your left ankle forward to parallel your left shin with the front edge of your mat, make sure to flex your left foot to stabilize your left knee. You may need a gap filler, like a blanket between your left glute and the ground. Then untuck your right toes, grab whatever props you may want in front of you. And then lifting your chest. Take a deep breath, open up the front of your torso. And begin to settle your pelvis, your belly, chest. And maybe turn your head in the opposite direction. Setting the timer now for 3 minutes. Take a slow breath in, feeling that nourishment. Listen to your breath out, trace it all the way to the end. And as you're able to trust that right here, right now is exactly where you need to be. Feel a sense of peace, body presence. Nothing to grasp for right now. Nothing else to seek. Just being a witness of this moment and this moment and this.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapancha Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave
Savor your
Sachitananda
last few
Murtaya
breaths on this side of this pose.
Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase
And pressing your hands into the ground, take your time coming out of it. Breathe in, breathe out as you're slowly lifting your torso upright. Let's one more time return to downward facing dog. Any gentle movements, sealing in that hip opener, perhaps by lifting your left leg, maybe adding some movement at your hip. And then from here, step that left leg between your hands and pivot your feet to face the wide width of your mat. So you end up wide-legged forward folds. Parallel your feet, bend your knees any amount to make this more comfortable to relax your neck. And then reach your hands behind you to interlace your fingers, helping to open your chest. On a deep breath in, lift your chest and lengthen your spine halfway up. And then as you breathe out, tilt a little more weight towards the balls of your feet and let your head fall. Stretching your arms forward for a few breaths. Keep a slight bend in your elbows so that you can also lift your shoulder bones up and away from your neck. Now feel free to explore gentle movements of your neck, shaking the head no, nodding the head yes. Feel your sitting bones tilting up towards the sky as your crown more easily descends, letting your neck hang loose. Just about 3 to 5 more breaths. You might like to switch the interlacing of your fingers and continue to stretch your arms forward, away from your lower back. Then release your hands down. Lift your chest to lengthen your spine forward, breathing in. Then lower onto your knees. Slowly lift your head last, coming up to sit. So from here, take your block or your pillow and let's lie down onto your back. Bending your knees, set your 2 feet onto the floor, and then lift your pelvis so that you can place the pillow or block lowest height across your mat, just beneath your sacrum, just beneath the flat part of your lower back. Then bend your left knee into your chest, catching hold of your left thigh or shin. As you flex your right toes, curling them up towards your right knee, begin to slide your right heel forward on the ground towards straightening your right leg. Just the amount that you can comfortably feel a stretch in the top of your right hip, at your hip flexor, and perhaps your groins, perhaps your left hamstring, as you hug your left leg even closer to the left wall of your ribcage. Now avoid turning out your right leg here. press forward through the big toe mound of your right foot and slightly spiral your inner right thigh towards the ground so that your right kneecap points straight up towards the sky. Relaxing your shoulders on the earth, open your throat by gently tilting your chin back. And let's take about 5 more breaths here. Feel the balance of weights of the left and right sides of your pelvis resting on that block. Bending your right knee, step your right foot on the ground, step your left foot on the ground, then hug your right thigh or shin towards your chest. Flexing your left toes towards the sky, slide your left heel forward, straightening your left leg just the amount that you can comfortably stretch your left hip flexor. And maybe your groin, maybe your right hamstring, as you bring your right leg even closer to the right wall of your ribcage. Deep breaths. Now again, avoid turning out your left leg here. Press the mound of your left big toe forward. Spin your inner left thigh towards the ground. Point your left kneecap towards the sky. Another 5 full breaths. Feel the spacious length of your neck and its natural curve as you tilt your chin slightly away from your chest. Then bend your left knee, step your left foot onto the ground again. Step your right foot onto the ground. Now a few options for a last posture before Shavasana. You could remain right here in supported bridge pose. You could lift your legs straight up in supported shoulder stand. Or you can grab a second block and stack it on top of the first block and take any of those options that way if you want a little more lift of your pelvis. Make sure the blocks are comfortably supporting you, feel stable underneath. And you might even like to rest your palms onto your belly, your shoulder blades soften down your back. And try a few deep belly breaths. Focus on gently expanding your belly as if it were a balloon you're blowing into. And as you breathe out, feel your belly soften down towards your spine. Abdominal breathing helps to relax the nervous system, which in turn also helps to stimulate your digestion. Moving slowly, when you feel ready to come out of it, set your 2 feet on the ground. Remove any props under your lower back so that you can set up for Shavasana. If you'd like some relief for the lower back, you could place a pillow across your mat just beneath the backs of your knees as you splay your legs apart and drop your feet open. You might even like the weight of a blanket resting on top of your pelvis and lower belly. And as you found a comfortable setup for your body to rest in, close your eyes. Take one more very slow breath in. Hold it for a few seconds at the top. And maybe try to sip in a little more air. And then take your time to slowly release your breath. From there, letting go of controlling your breath. Continue to be aware of it. Continue to pay attention to what's present in you now. Now, as you continue to rest a minute longer in Shavasana, decide if you'd like to stay lying down or join me sitting upright for our 5 minutes of meditation. Take your time if you're rising up, again with small movements, gentle stretch, perhaps keeping your eyes closed. And in tonight's meditation, a suggestion to focus on is to observe the effects of how you approached your physical yoga practice today. How has it affected the state of your mind right now, the quality of your breathing, how you feel in your body, your energetic state? I'm going to set the timer now for 5 minutes. Coming back to your body, awareness of what's around your body. Gently bring your palms to meet at your heart to close this practice. May we continue to cultivate awareness of how we are expending our energy and the effects of that within us, the feeling tone that comes about it. Through this practice of Brahmacharya. Let's close with one Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.